As songwriters, a lot of the time when we're writing lyrics, we focus on making them sound good or fit into a certain melody. But if you want your lyrics to be truly memorable, you might need to focus on something else entirely. If I asked you to remember this number, how would you do it? Well, most of us would break it up into chunks because we can remember several small pieces of information way more easy than we can remember that same amount of information all at once. We can also use this same chunking idea when writing lyrics. Chunking as a songwriting technique works the same way. It splits larger concepts into smaller ideas that makes them easier to absorb and remember. And not just for the amount of words in our lyrics, but how our lyrics interact with the music and the melody. If you're like me, it can be easy to overwrite lyrics, especially if we're writing lyrics first or writing them without a melody.
You know, drummers overplay, guitar players overplay, singers oversing, and songwriters overwrite.
It's easy to think the more we explain something, the more clear we're making it, or the more poetic it is, the more it's going to stand out. But when it comes to lyric writing, ironically, the reverse is often true.
And you can go anywhere from, and the truth is, I miss you. That's what... Listen, Pat Patterson and I both will tell you that's great. You don't need to talk about, and the truth is, like a knight in shining armor on a white stallion running across the plains, and you don't have to. But you could.
If you want to write a memorable lyric, the simplest solution is give people less to remember. But we can't just write less, we have to make every word count, because if we're using less, we have to find ways to make it do more. Mayer does this a lot by using the chunking technique, but let's look at how he uses it, how he makes less do more. One thing you'll notice about Mayer's lyrics is space. Unlike a lot of contemporary songs, he's not afraid to let his lyrics breathe. Using space is a powerful tool for emphasis, and emphasizing important details in our lyrics obviously helps get the meaning across. And something meaningful, or at least treated as meaningful, is going to be more memorable. But to leave space, we have to have space, and to have space, we have to create space. In a lot of his songs, you'll notice he doesn't give you too much information all at once. Let's look at Last Train Home, for example. He takes the song's big idea and chunks it into smaller ideas that tell the story. He focuses on one of those ideas in each section. For example, in verse 1, he's basically saying, I want commitment. He has two sentences that say one thing. Then he chunks his sentences into phrases, giving the lyrics space to breathe and be absorbed by the listener. But there's more, because to pull this off you need to be strategic with your word placement. If you're new to songwriting, there's a free cheat sheet linked below that can take you from no idea to a finished song. Lyric setting is how you set your lyrics over music, and it's kind of a big deal for a few reasons. But the one we're interested in here is how putting certain words in certain positions on the musical bar can make them pop. And in Last Train Home, we can see how he's setting those important words on the strong beats of the bars to make them stand out.
If you wanna roll me, then you gotta roll me all night long.
But how do you know what the important words are? These are known as power words, and if you want to know how to create them and use them effectively, check out this video next.